Okay, so you should see the biology life science screen on your Google Classroom. We have 4 classes: biology, culinary, PE, and study skills. Biology, you click on the assignment, you watch the video, or you can go into Edmentum and do the tutorial there if you wish. And you click on the guided notes. It should open up. That's why I wanted to switch the way I was showing it to you, so that way you could see it clearly. It's going to take a few seconds to load here. Once your guided notes load, you want to then click fill a copy in the upper right hand corner. I'm glancing over at Miss Diego's computer. It looks like half the people on campus are trying to log in, so the internet's being slow. It's all right to be slow. It's Monday, right? Anybody tired? Yeah. Yeah, I was putting in one of the last assignments at 10:00 something last night. Poor planning. Okay, so you click on fill a copy, and it asks you, do you want to fill a copy? Yes. Then under title, you may have to scroll down, but under title, you want to type in your name, your first and last name. This is so that way if you send it to me, I see your name right there. If for some reason you can't send it to me any other way, I need to see your name there. You also want to be sure that when you are looking for it for whatever reason, like maybe to take a test, you look for it based on your name. That's how you'll know it's yours and not mine. Then you click fill a copy. As you fill out the copy, there's this really cool little bar in the top left. Oh, it's going to ask you another question real quick. It's going to say, do you agree to use this electronic record? You say yes, or you check the check mark and then say, let's do this. And then you begin filling out the copy. Now, this first part of the assignment says glossary. So what I have done, and I think you have access to it. If you don't, I need to double check that you do. But there should be a folder under classwork that says class drive folder. Does anybody confirm or deny that they see that in their Google Classroom? Okay, I got a head nod from Isaiah. Thank you. So class drive folder is where the random resources go. So I don't have to keep posting it in the class. This is where you should find the glossary for the science class. So you click on that, you scroll through the huge amount of resources that I've added to this folder, and when it finally loads, we're just waiting for it to come around on the guitar here. When it finally loads, any minute, we'll be able to access the glossary to complete our guided notes. In the video, I talk about why we need to do this, and it's because if you watch the video, you don't have access to the resources that are in Edmentum. So what I did was make it to where you don't need to access Edmentum at all. So the the glossary is here, and as you will see when it finally loads, this is great. We had all this time. While it's waiting to load, I should see a couple more greats and appreciations showing up. I still have 2 individuals that have not participated. Participation is important, especially for our social emotional well-being. And it gives you something to do while your page is loading. Holy cowfish, this is slow today. The computer's having a Monday as well. Woohoo! Amen, sister. All right. And who do you appreciate for helping you stay alive this week? Fed you, sheltered you, uh, gave you the resources that you need. All you need is love, love, love. Love is all we need. All right. I'm still alive. Yeah. I'm still waiting for this thing to load. So I'm going to pause the recording here because now I'm just rambling and making this longer. Actually, no, I'm not, because you should be here. And if you have to watch this video because you weren't here and it's long, well, they all had to suffer because they were here. Supposed to be. All right, so it's still loading. Holy cow. It's still working away. So a glossary is where you can find the terms. I know some of you are super savvy and will Google to find the term and put it in the guided notes, but sometimes those definitions don't exactly fit, or they're more complicated, or you have to decide which of the 17 definitions apply, and that's a lot of extra work. So this, oh, yay, it finally loaded. Holy cowfish. So, you look at your guided notes, and the first term that it wants you to fill out is observation. So you go to the glossary, you scroll down. Luckily, it's in alphabetical order. Apparently, if you scroll down too much, it hasn't fully loaded yet. I don't know. There it goes. So you click on observation, a simple right click in the first square, and then Control C will copy the definition, and you paste it into the deal here. I think I have the wrong one open. So you paste it in the box, theoretically. It's not loading. Oh, okay, there we go. Facts gathered by studying the world using the senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. Then the next one would be data. So I would come back and look for data and paste it in there accordingly. Facts collected for reference and analysis. Copy and paste. Control V for paste. Okay, so once you're all done filling that out, and this top green bar helps you know if you're all done filling it out. If it says you have 58 optional fields remaining, it means you're 58 questions away from being done. Once you are done, you might be tempted to finalize the document. Do not do that. Instead, click Other Actions. Other Actions, and then we're going to scroll down to Share or Send. The little person with the plus sign. Click on Share or Send. Get shareable link. And copy the link. Once you have finished the notes, got the shareable link, you bring it over to your classroom. Remember, we have Google Classroom. You click on the assignment. You've watched the video. You've completed step 2, the notes. You completed step 2B. When completed, click the 3 horizontal lines, and the top right from the drop-down menu, select send, Share or Send. Get the shareable link, and then click the little clipboard icon. We just did that. Hayden, I noticed you left the meeting, but you should be able to get back in and participate. All right, next, Step 3, important step. With your notes completed and open, click on the mastery test link below to take your mastery test. You will need your notes to begin the test. Then you click on the test. Once you hit submit on this test, you won't be able to edit it or retake it without requesting to retake it, which will be done. Retakes are on Fridays. So, methods of science mastery test. Paste the DocHub shareable link. Bam. Control V for paste. Did you copy and paste the shareable link from DocHub or turn in a paper copy? Yes, I did. And then you complete the questions. When you are done answering all of the questions, hit submit. That's it. Once you do that, it's already ready for us to grade. You will get a grade instantly, which is awesome. If you do not get a 80% or better, you will need to retake it on the following Friday, unless you do it during office hours during the week. So, that is biology in a nutshell. Any questions, comments, or concerns? How about in Chatland? Any questions, comments, or concerns? No, thank you for the clarity. Anyone? Questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, seeing none, I will assume that you know how to do that. That is the same as last quarter, hasn't changed. The process is still the same. Should be easy enough. What has changed? What is new? Let's move on to culinary creative arts. Now, I have culinary arts, but this actually goes under creative arts for your class credits. I can't expect you to go home and cook. I know your parents or guardians would probably appreciate it immensely, but I can't require it. I just can't control or provide you with enough resources at home to do that. I also can't open up my kitchen in the classroom for cooking on a regular basis. However, as we proceed through the lessons, if during office hours you do want to be here and cook, we can figure that out. But this class isn't about cooking so much as it is about learning about culinary arts. It does not have guided notes. There is a project each week, a creative arts project, a CAP. So, cap in slang means, I think, lie nowadays. You're lying if you're capping. Yeah, I got a head nod. I'm hip with what the kids are grooving to. So, there is a cap assignment each week. What does that look like? Let me show you. So you have the video. I apologize. This one got out of hand. It's an hour and like 15 minutes. I'm sorry, Hayden. You're just going to have to suffer through it. But once you suffer through the video, you don't have any guided notes to do. You do have a culinary creative arts project. The objective is to create something. Let me zoom in here. The objective is to create something that displays your learning about the topics in the tutorial. The media, that's how you submit it, can be a video, drawings, paintings, Google Slideshow. There's something called Prezi. You might know something else that I don't know. This is creative. This is on you. So however you do that is up to you. Tristan, you still use Edmentum for last semester's classes? If you still need to finish them, you may use Edmentum to do the tutorials, but you do not have to. I have still made the videos for you. This class, the culinary arts and the biology, are the only two classes that you will find in Edmentum for this quarter. Great question. So, the media, that's how you make it. Some artists use clay, some artists use canvas, some artists use trash, whatever works for you. Okay, so after you decide how you're going to do it, the requirements. Your creative art project must reflect the key points from the tutorial. The tutorial contents lists the key points. I'll show you an example. Responsibilities. I got 6 minutes before break. Responsibilities. You are responsible for creating a project that can be presented via a URL link, a URL. This YouTube link, this Google Docs link, those are URL links. It'll take me right to your assignment. You also must cite your sources for any information that is not your own. I copied almost everything word for word on my project, but I also cited it at the end. So if you do a video, you might have to verbalize, I got all of my information from wikipedia.cookingforkids.com. I don't know, whatever that looks like for you. If you take pictures yourself and you use your own words to describe the lesson, then you don't have to cite any sources. But you cannot plagiarize. You have to give credit where credit is due. Art is one of those areas that it's real easy to steal, but it's really immoral to do so. So you need to have integrity and give credit where it's due. And you must be prepared for a portfolio. So what that means is you must keep each cap and assemble them into a final portfolio presentation at the end of class. What does that mean? It means you take week 1's art, whatever project you made, and you put weeks 2 next to it, and week 3 next to that, and week 4. So by week 9 in May, early June, we get to see everybody's presentations in one big package. And then you can take it with you digitally. Okay, with your completed creative art project open, click on the mastery test link below and take the mastery test. This is going to be harder because you don't have guided notes that you can take with you. Your notes or your project should help you on the test. If not, you may have to watch that video as you take the test. It's just kind of the way it's going to be. So, with your art open, you take the mastery test. So I'm going to open up the art. I got 3 minutes before the break, so bear with me. If my student in class who logged out of the Meet cannot see what's on the screen, then you might need to get back in the Meet real quick so you can see this. You don't want to have to watch this annoying video over again. It's already 20 minutes long. So, creative art project. This is new. This is in place of your guided notes. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be an outlet for your creativity. So, I can't draw. You won't see a drawing assignment you won't see a drawing project from me. If you like drawing, awesome. If you like making TikTok videos and you want to make ones that answer this, great. Whatever it is that's art and creative on your part to show what you know. So each tutorial you will complete a culinary, let me present this real quick. You will present a creative art project for each lesson, each tutorial. In the tutorial, one of the very first things you will see after the 20-second introduction video and the objective is a table of tutorial contents. There could be 3 things or 6 things or whatever there. The introduction, not a big deal, and the summary, not a big deal. The reason why those are not a big deal is because they're not the key topics. They're introducing it and summarizing it. Okay, so I have here on this screen the directions, what you need to do. I already discussed them. All right, so what could a creative art project look like? So I covered the history and development of culinary arts by Niels Wright. The tutorial contents. There are tutorial contents. What is culinary arts? A lesson activity, history of culinary arts in a state, and historical figures and events. And then down below is something else. Oh, culinary arts as a profession. So in my art project, I am touching on each one of these subjects. It needs to be clear that you touched on each one of these subjects. If you are a painter and you want to paint what culinary arts means to you, you can do that. If you want to do a color crayon drawing about the history of culinary arts in a state, you can do that. Historical figures. If you want to make a deepfake video of historical figures and events, you can do that. I don't care what it looks like or how it is. I don't even really care how long it is. TikTok videos are great because you can get what you want to say out in way faster than I can. I'm really long-winded. Okay, so you can make a TikTok video for each one of these and submit them all together. You're done. I don't know TikToks. I don't know how to make them. I just know that they're really great for showing certain things off in a very quick way. So that's absolutely doable. Just remember to cite your sources somehow, some way. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to pause the recording of today's introduction to fourth quarter, and we're going to take a 10-minute break. Be right back. Okay, so once you go through the tutorial video and you gather what the tutorial contents are, you will see that there are several key ideas or key concepts. Your culinary arts project needs to reflect those key ideas. Mine, I just talk about what it is, and I copied information directly from Edmentum. Part of the class was to do an activity. Part of the tutorial was to do an activity. The activity was to research and then describe what you learned. So I did that. I chose Colorado because that's where I was born. Notice that I got an image and I put the caption from the image there. I also, when I got other images, I put the link where I got it. And at the very end, I made a works cited page of sorts for each topic. When I got the information, I put the link to where I got it. Yours doesn't have to look like this. It could be handwritten on a piece of paper and you take a photo of it. If you didn't use anything except for Edmentum and my video, you can say, from Edmentum or from Mr. Wright's video, but you have to you have to cite where you got your information, because I am pretty sure that none of you knew exactly where the image of the first fork used in a cookbook was. So you got to cite that information so you don't plagiarize. Okay. Once you do that, you can either share the link. I don't know how to get out of this thing quite right. You share the link and you paste it into the test. The mastery test follows a very similar outline of the Edmentum test, but it's going to be a little more difficult because you will not necessarily have notes to answer the questions on. So same thing, you paste your creative art project there. Did you do it? Yes. You answer the questions as best you can. This one has a couple of spots. So which book did Scapy write? Which book did DeRossi write? Which book did Bulliviters write? Etc. And at the end, you hit submit. That's it. We can get the grade from that and put it into Aries. Are there any questions about the culinary creative arts class? Nice, Jamie. Okay, are there any questions about the culinary creative arts class? Isaiah, any questions? No? Anybody looking forward to it? No hands. Anybody think it's better than nothing? Yeah. Okay. Well, I love to cook. I can't draw to save my life. I love taking pictures of my food. I just think it's a very appealing art. If I was a photographer when I grew up, I wanted to be a food photographer. I wanted to be the person that put the little drops of water on the meat or whatever so it looked like it was sizzling and had the juices on it and all that. I love that stuff. And so that's how I would find creativity in this project, is by taking those images. Your generation, you might want to do a TikTok video of it. That's fine. Just however you get all of these components together. All right, moving on. PE. PE is typically done in a couple of different ways. Next door, they're working through some videos and lessons. In our class, we're doing a PE log. If you remember the PE log from the days of independent studies and or that kind of deal, it's similar, but it's online. So the first thing you do is you go to PE, and each week you will have a PE log assignment. I've actually already pre-scheduled them for the entire semester, so that part's done. All you have to do is go on and do the work. What does that look like? So for each week, you need to submit a PE log. For each day of the week, select whether you exercise that day for at least 30 to 60 minutes, and then select the activity or activities that you did by selecting the amount of time you did that activity. So, for example, did you exercise for at least 30 to 60 minutes? Select yes. Then walk 20 minutes and bike for 30 minutes. Notice that adds up to 50. There's a little bit of math on your part. Don't select yes, that you exercised for 30 to 60 minutes, and then only select swim for 20 minutes. That's not enough. So we don't have math class this quarter, but you still have a little bit of math to do. So what does that look like? It's really quite simple. This should be an easy A. Just waiting for it to load here. Okay, so on your PE log. Hayden, you with us? Hold on a second, folks. Okay, so the PE log, here's the directions. On Monday, today is Monday. Isaiah, did you skateboard today? You didn't skateboard today. Did you skateboard yesterday? All right, so did you exercise for at least 30 to 60 minutes today? Yes, I did. That's all you got to do is mark the yes for that column. Then what did you do? So I even put skateboarding on there because I know some of you skateboard. Walk, run, bike, swim, sports, weightlifting, or skateboarding. You could do other things. If they fall within kind of sort of close, just pick one. So let's say you did weightlifting. That would fall under sport. Basketball, that'd fall under sports. Let's say you walked to the park. How long did it take you? 20 minutes. And then you skateboarded for 30 minutes. You can mark both of those, walk and skateboard. 20 plus 30 is 50. You're good to go. Then you fill it out for Tuesday. What did you do? Same thing for Wednesday. Guess what? Same thing for Thursday and for Friday. Then you type your name and grade. Example, Wright, Niels, 9th. That helps us when we're putting in the grades. And then you hit submit. You have to submit one of these for each week. Should you go on Monday and complete it? No. Why? Because you haven't worked out for the whole week. So how can you do a PE log if you haven't worked out yet? So you can't fill this out until Friday when you're done. Mr. Gray, you can't see it up there because I'm recording, but this is the new and improved digital PE log here. Nice. So you say, did you exercise for 30 or 60 minutes? Yes. What did you do? Walk, run, bike, and then it adds up to 60, and then all you gotta do is hit submit. No handwriting, no parent signatures. It's easy and doable. So that makes PE what should be an extremely easy to get grade. Now, last but not least, study skills. Mr. Gray, I came up with a whole acronym. I love it. So study skills class is kind of a teacher's dream and or nightmare. It can be a nightmare because you think it's study hall and you don't have to do anything, but I know you're failing classes, right? Hayden. God dang it, he fell asleep again. So, task. Together, accountability, success, and no. I came up with that acronym all on my own. Task. Together, either with your adult or with a teacher, get your needs met. Thanks for waking up, Hayden. Accountability. The hardest thing to learn as growing into adulthood is accountability. When we make a mistake, what do? We apologize for it and we try to fix it, right? We reset. So that's accountability. If you didn't pass all of your classes last quarter, you're accountable for those. If you need to show up to office hours, you're accountable for that. So each week you will have an accountability component. Success. The whole part of study skills is learning how to be successful. I've said many times there are people who are successful because they know how to play the game of school, and there are people who are not successful because either we physically, mentally, or intellectually, we haven't learned how yet. We can't do it. So that's practice, being successful. The first week is doing a academic success plan. I stole this from ATM or whatever it's called, the Texas school. So you complete that. It's about 4 pages, should be fairly easy. Then know your inner wealth. So list 3 characteristics of greatness that you see in yourself. Ask your adult for help. I say adult because it's easier than saying parent, guardian, aunt, grandma, nana, over and over again. So the key to this is when I say greats and appreciations every Monday, and you are starting to learn how to be appreciative of others for the quality that they showed, whether it's sharing time with you, whether it's providing for you, now it's time to start thinking about yourself in that same way. So if you're I don't know how to fill this out type of person, then we're going to learn. What did you do well this week? What was your characteristics that helped you? So it might be integrity about accountability. It might be good student or studiousness. It might be honesty. I asked a student why she wasn't here last week, and she was honest. We could have lied, we could have made up some story, but she didn't. So she showed the greatness of honesty. So those are characteristics that we need to be able to list and write down. And so what does that look like on the mastery test for skills class? Is I write the task, what it means, and then for this week, the task was with your adult parent or guardian, sign into your Aries account and view your grades. So the question is, who did that with you and what's their phone number? So it might be anyone that you work with that helps support you. Ideally, it's whoever is responsible for you. When we call from the school and say, hey, so-and-so wasn't here today, or so-and-so did really well today, I need to be able to talk to the same person each time. Accountability. Accountability. Take accountability for your grades and classes. It says list all the classes that you need to make up / do credit recovery. This is in Aries. So you just checked on Aries. Now what classes do you need to make up? If you're a 9th grader that got all passing grades last semester and this last quarter, then you don't have to worry about it. But it's real easy for me to check. So you should be listing those classes. Success. Set up a plan for success with your adult first and with your teacher second. This should include being in class or virtually on the Google Meet every day at 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. every school day. That means even if you're not in person, right? Yes? Okay. It's very important. There's studies that show your attendance is directly related to A, comprehension of the concepts, and B, graduating. No show, no grow. Okay, so then you're going to complete the academic success plan and share the document here. Know your inner wealth. List 3 characteristics of greatness that you see in yourself. Ask your adult to help. You might say, hey, I came up with honesty or integrity, and then what other ones do I have? Maybe I showed a lot of safety this week, or maybe I showed diligence, punctuality, if you have a hard time showing up on time, things like that. So list those 3 things. I want it not just kind, respectful, happy. I need to see it in a complete sentence, like, I am respectful. I hold the door open for older people. Okay, then answer this question. Did you complete all of your assignments due this week? You may have to go into your classwork tab and see your assignments and see if they've all been completed. Then, this is probably going to be the hard part because it's going to take integrity. Select the class meetings in Google Meet that you attended this week. Monday, 9 a.m. If you are here, you are online, you could check this. If you sign back in at 12, then you'd be able to check mark this. All of these every day of the week, you should have a check mark because you're supposed to be here. Remember, it's real easy to double check. Then, if you joined office hours from 2 to 3 p.m. any day, check mark that. You will notice that the more check marks you put here probably directly relate to better grades. Then, I need you to read this out loud or in your head and then confirm it. So, I have completed this test truthfully because I am the greatness of integrity. And then you mark on my honor and then hit submit. This is how you will get a grade recorded for your credit recovery class, or sorry, your study skills class. I will have a different study skills assignment task each week, but the format should be the same. So I went through biology, that's Edmentum and or Google Classroom. You can do everything in Google Classroom. Culinary creative arts, you can do Edmentum instead of watching my video. But the assignment is in Google Classroom and is the video. So is the video. PE, you have to complete the PE log every week. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. If it rains today and you can't work out outside, work out inside. If for some reason that's not possible either, then watch a video about sports or muscles or athletics and do so accordingly on the market. If you watched a video about the 1985 women's Olympic basketball team winning the gold medal, then you would write that, or sorry, you would mark that. Okay, and then study skills class. Each week you're going to have a task and be accountable for that. That's also going to be your time to do classwork and credit recovery. Okay, last but not least, you should be on the Meet or in person every school day, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Check in and check out. That's how I check your attendance. Also, you should be expecting to do at least 4 hours of work per day. What does that mean? We're in class from 9 to 12. All of 9, all of 10, all of 11. That's only 3 hours. So when I say you should and will come to office hours if you are not caught up, that's a 4th hour. The state and the county and the school district, the school board, say you need at least 240 minutes a day, which is 4 hours. So I'm not making up that time. That's not on me. By the way, CDS can be worse. It's 340 minutes the old school way. So when I say show up to office hours, that's not extra. It's just time that you should have been working but weren't. So we're holding you accountable by having you meet during office hours. That's to support you, not to harass you. So, and I think that's about it. Show up, do your work each day, and show up to office hours if you have credit recovery. If your parents or you need any help with technology and you need to schedule something later when they can be available to help you or participate with you, then I am more than excited to do that. I have a student that's with us online, and it was really, really helpful for him and his father to join on a Google Meet with us and go through the expectations. So that way the parent knew and the child knew, and that way he could be more successful. Okay, that's about it. It is now an hour and a half into our school day. We're going to take a break, and then I will start showing the videos for the week. Again, there are only 2. Woohoo! PE doesn't have a video, and Study Skills doesn't have a video as of yet. So that's it. It is going to be about 2.5 hours long. We probably won't get through it. So there we go.